I have not had my natural hair color in over 10 years. The body is really eating right now. Is being a leader easy? No. You have 3 months, okay? Like, you got time. Chill out, calm down, okay? Take it a day at a time. Okay, is this thing going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be filming. I know it has been way too long. I don't even want to think about how long it's been since I just sat in front of this camera and just chit chat with y'all. So let's get into where I've been, what's been up in my life, and all things Tia. Starting off, first of all, I'm about to be 24 next week. So we are in June. And almost halfway through the year, I just feel like there's just so much to share. Starting off first, your girl has black hair. Y'all, I have not had my natural hair color in over 10 years. Literally ever since high school, I've been dyeing my hair. Unfortunately, the health of my hair has declined slowly but surely. So we decided to color it back to my natural hair color. So you guys really can't tell because I have a slick back, but I definitely have to get adjusted to not having colored hair. My heart hurts. I am just so used to having my hair all kinds of colors, but because of the health, I am not coloring my hair for a good minute. I do not plan on coloring my hair. As much as I love colored hair on me, I just want my hair to be thick. I want it to be longer. My hair used to just be perfect. Like, it was amazing. But the more color, the more damage. And definitely with me cutting it into a bob last year, because I cut it into a bob, I was flat ironing my hair all the time. So that came with heat damage. So we're restoring my hair back. That is really the most important update. No, just kidding. But on a more serious note, as far as where I've been, this year I really have been prioritizing my health and wellness. So I have been consistently working out, not every day, but about 5 times a week, which to me, that's a lot. So I want to say in February, I started taking my fitness journey a lot more seriously because I've always struggled with being consistent in the gym, but I really wanted to dedicate some time, energy into working out, moving my body, because I can complain all I want to about how I look, but what am I doing to be better? What am I doing to gain the muscle? And I just wasn't consistent enough, and I was not pushing myself enough in the gym at the time. So I have been working out consistently, and when I say that, I mean, like, I do not go more than 2 days without moving my body, whether that's a walk, whether that is a HIIT workout, whether that is a lifting weights. I am in the gym, okay? I am not playing. So it feels really good to be consistent in something I've always tried. Literally, it's been maybe like 3 years of my fitness journey. I've been on, I've been off, I've been on, I've been off. But 2025, I was just like, Tia, you owe it to yourself to really be consistent, to really dedicate the time and effort that you need to do in order to get the results that you're looking for. So it feels really, really good to do so and to see the growth in my body, to see how much stronger I am. And I am the most confident I've ever been. And for me, it feels amazing. Am I at my goal body? No. But I'm getting there. I feel stronger. I'm seeing myself tone up. The muscles are popping. The booty is poking out. Like, the body is really eating right now. And on top of working out, I do a lot of walks throughout the week. I try to at least do 10 miles a week. And a lot of those walks are with my friends, which I really, really, really love. I feel like that is such a therapeutic and healing time for me when I'm able to be in nature, walk, but also walk with people I love, with people that are really like near and dear to my heart. So like me and my friend Carmen, we do our weekly walks, and it's like therapy sessions for us. We just ramble and talk and ask for each other's opinions, and it's just great. So I am truly, truly enjoying this time that I am giving into working out. It is not easy. Do I still feel like working out every day? No, but I am pushing myself to show up, and I think that that is really what self-love and self-care looks like for me in this season, is prioritizing my fitness life. It's not easy, and sometimes I have to wake up at 5 o'clock to work out at 6, but it is worth it, especially because I'm seeing the results I've always wanted to see. All right, moving on to the next update is about real estate. So in January, I became a team lead. So that means I have an agent under me who I am mentoring, who I am teaching the ins and outs about real estate. And it is definitely pushing me to be someone I did not think ever existed. Being in a role of leadership is new for me. I feel like I've always been a leader, but as far as having mentees, I've just never been in that position before. And leadership is stretching me in a way I just never, ever, 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 ever thought I could be stretched. And it is more in a good way than a bad way, because for me, I'm also like, I just did not think it was going to happen so soon either. Me being 23, about to be 24, I do have an agent under me, and I just onboarded a second agent under me literally a couple days ago. So now I have a team of 2, and honestly, it is a beautiful thing to witness your mentees flourish, and just seeing and just helping them achieve their goals. I truly, truly, truly do love helping people, and it definitely is a reason that I was put on earth, was to help people. I definitely do think that that is a purpose in life of mine. Is being a leader easy? No. I do have to adjust a lot to be there for my team, and it is not easy by any means, but it is required of me. So I do make sure that it is an effort. So I'm meeting with my team weekly. So I'm just making sure that I'm giving them each the time that they need, that they require from me, and really just being hands-on. And for me, that can be a little bit difficult because I am such like an independent person. So of course, naturally, that is how I like to move, but that is not how everybody likes to work. I am so happy to be in this position. It is not easy at all, and there are times where I'm like truly wrestling with it. I'm just like, whoa, I honestly could not believe that I'm in this position. And I think that it really took me a while to overcome that thought process. And honestly, I feel like I'm still overcoming it now, is actually believing that I am in this role for a reason. This role presented itself because God felt like I was equipped enough for it. And I love when he's able to send me like these reminders of like, Tia, I make no mistakes. And is it hard sometimes to trust him in that? Because I'm just like, bruh, this does not make any sense. Why me? I feel like I'm not equipped enough. I feel like I don't have what it takes, you know, to be in this role. But God sees me otherwise. And I think that for me, I'm really trying to practice seeing myself how God sees me. And yeah, it's not easy. It is definitely not easy. The second agent I onboarded, she actually found me on TikTok in January. She found me on TikTok in January. She had DM'd me on Instagram and was like, hey, I see your account. I really love like what you're doing. I want to become a real estate agent. and she wanted to set up a time for us to talk so that she can, you know, ask her questions and kind of get more information about how it is as a realtor. So we set that time in that meeting in January, and shortly after that she started real estate school, and a couple weeks ago she passed her real estate exam. So we had met up, she did some shadowing from me, and she let me know that she would want to join my team. And I was just like, oh my gosh, whoa. It was really just one of those moments. Again, I was just like, me, you know. So thankfully I do have a team lead who has really shown me how to be a leader and what that requires, what that looks like. And we all have our own way of what leadership looks like and how we want to lead. So I'm definitely taking a lot that he has taught me, and I am pouring it back to my team. So sometimes I'm honestly just like, whoa, like I just cannot believe it. So yeah, that is definitely something that has been taking a lot from me, is being a leader, being a team lead. Also is where a lot of my time is going, is pouring into my team to make sure that I'm helping them achieve the goals that they have, while I'm also making sure that the goals I have are being achieved. And with that being said, speaking of goals, I also had a hard conversation with someone very close to me, and it was about, are you satisfied with where you are right now in life? Like for me, I am about to be 24, and the way I thought my life would look like is a little different than what it really is. And it's not to say that I'm coming from an ungrateful place, or I'm just like, oh my gosh, I should have done this, I should have done that. It's not like that at all, but it's just also realizing too that you're not putting in the efforts you need in order to get to where you want to get. And that was a hard pill to swallow. And I'm not gonna lie, I am still swallowing that pill currently, okay? Because what I thought was enough is showing it is not. And I'm having to really dig deep within and figure out, what is it that's stopping me from fully going fledged on in the areas that I am wanting huge changes in. And that takes a lot of prayer, that takes a lot of therapy sessions, that takes a lot of reflection, a lot of thoughts. And I think that, again, still having those moments of giving myself grace and being in a place of giving myself grace, because I have achieved a lot at my age, and I will never ever act like what I've achieved at 23 has not been enough. But I do know that the grace can also coexist with, you need to try harder. Something I am working through, I'm working with, is really pushing myself, because I do feel as if I graduated one phase of my life, and because I graduated that phase, now I'm in a new phase. But before I'm able to graduate that phase, I also need to figure out what is stopping me from that graduation. So that is exactly where I am right now. I'm walking into 24 wanting to leave things, and wanting to leave some thoughts, leave what I need to leave in order for 24 to be a new transformative age for me. And I'm really grateful to have people who are in my life that hold me accountable, that let me know, like, hey Tia, you know, in the most loving way, you're slacking and you need to do better. And it is hard. It is not easy at all, because it does feel as if it is a mirror right in front of me, and I'm having to look at myself, and I'm having to do a lot of the deep inner work. But I know that doing the deep inner work is what I need to do in order for some belief systems to kick in order for me to really hone in into my craft as well. Harsh realities, it is not easy to realize that and to change that, because you feel as if the work that you're putting in is enough, but the results are saying otherwise. So that is something else I am working through, but I look at it as growing pains. Growing pains are what is needed. It is hard because that means that you cannot stay comfortable. You cannot stay in the position that you thought you're going to stay in or that you want to stay in. But that is just how we better ourselves. So that is something I am going through right now. So something exciting that happened a couple weeks ago was I was invited to a career day at a high school, and it was my first public speaking engagement, and that was a really cool experience. Someone had emailed me in February, and they work for a high school, and they were just asking if I would be interested in coming to speak to the high schoolers about real estate, what that career looks like. And of course, with career days, it's many people coming to talk about their careers to these high schoolers to see if this is something that they have interest in. So because I found out I wanted to be a high school because I found out I wanted to be a real estate agent in high school, I did not take this lightly. So they reached out to me in February, and it wasn't until April it actually happened. So when I first got the email, I was like, wait, what? Like, are you serious? Because instant anxiety just came, because I'm like, bro, I have never spoke in front of an audience before, and I just got so nervous. I'm like, what if I slip up? What if I just don't present well? So all these worries came, but I'm like, girl, you have 3 months, okay? Like, you got time. Chill out, calm down, okay? Take it a day at a time. So April came along, and it happened, and it was such a cool experience. I made a PowerPoint. I was able to meet a lot of nice high school students. I will say it is a little bit hard to have high schoolers engage what you're saying, because I just feel like they don't really care. Some of them care, some of them don't care. Some of them really be on their phones, you know, and then some of them are just lollygagging and talking to their friends. So it was not the easiest crowd, but I did have a couple students who were actually gained a lot of information, and it was something that they could see themselves doing in the future. So that was something I was just like, whoa, how freaking cool. I definitely was so proud of myself for doing that, and it really just showed me that people are watching you. Who reached out to me, I didn't even know that they followed me, but they've been following me for some time, and they just felt like I was fit enough to come talk to high schoolers. I definitely will want to do another speaking engagement again. So I think that if I'm able to speak in front of high schoolers, I'm able to speak in front of anybody, because they are not easy. They're a tough crowd, I'm not gonna lie. And then a couple weeks after that, I had a magazine reach out to me, shout out Detroit, and they wanted to feature me on their article, just talking about myself, talking about how I got into real estate. So that was a really cool experience too. I'm gonna put it on the screen too in the event that you guys want to go read the article. That was just so dope. I was just like, wow, like it really made me feel good. It made me feel like, okay, Tia, what you're doing like is purposeful. You are meant to be doing what you are doing currently. I think sometimes like I get in my head like, okay, am I in purpose? Am I doing what God wants me to do? Am I just where I'm supposed to be? And those moments of people reaching out to me, asking to speak in front of high schoolers, and asking me if I wanted to be featured in an article was just so dope. It was just like, wow, okay, like I just felt so good. And yeah, like I just don't take it lightly when I have the opportunity to share my story, especially to people I don't know. And I'm just grateful that God sees me fit, and that he chose me down this path, as hard as it is, okay? Because life be lifing. He chose me, and I just think that for me it's just it's so important for us to remember that God chose us all, and he put us on this earth for different reasons, but it's never for ourselves. It's always to serve others. So I definitely felt like I was in purpose in those moments. So yeah, like the season I'm in right now, it's literally a lot of work. It's a lot of inner work, but what this season also is showing me how to serve others better. And we are almost halfway through the year, so I am definitely looking forward to what the next 6 months has in store for me. I'm really looking forward to what 24 has in store for me. So yeah, I am just really, really, really happy to be back. I would really love if you guys would give me some video ideas of the things that you guys want to see from me. And make sure you are staying connected with me on Instagram and on TikTok, because I post there a lot more frequently than I post on YouTube. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back for another video very soon. And until next time, bye.